Hi, welcome to Macksimize. That is my channel, and today I wanted to be going over air plants. Oh my god. Just because I have killed quite a few. The resources online kind of led me astray. I don't want to blame them. It's my fault. I had to kind of come up with my own care routine, so that's why I wanted to really show it to you guys. And I know a lot of people are freaked out by air plants. They're like, what is that? What is that? Is that a weed? Is that a leaf? I don't know. So I just wanted to kind of go over it, and hopefully it helps you guys and you don't murder any more plants. I've had this shipment here. Well, I've had this one for a long ass time. I don't even know if it's alive. I think I lost one little tiny one. It was literally the size of a nickel. And I think it's just because I forgot to water them. Survival of the fittest in my wilderness, okay? So hopefully this helps, and yeah. Alright, so the first one, my cat's in the background. Look at the monster face. Okay. So the first plant that I want to go over is this plant. This air plant. I don't know the names. I'm gonna insert them below. Okay, so relax. And I don't even know if they're right, because a lot of times, like, there are 15 air plants that look exactly like this one with different Latin names, and I'm like, I don't know. But this guy is very tricky. These ones rot rather quickly, so just be careful with that. I usually just dunk it in water for about 30 seconds, if that, unless it's like a really hot day or, you know, something. I do that every like 2 weeks or so, and it can take low light, whatever light. They can handle full sun if you're into that, if you're like down for that. But yeah, this guy's the testiest. So this one is one of my favorites because I like the structure of it. It's been in full sun for quite a while now, although I just moved it, so I'm lying. But this one's really easy. My cat. So this guy I just dunk in water till about here, and and that does just fine. Like, it barely needs water. I think, you know, that whole soaking for 30 minutes thing that you read online all the time is wrong, because these guys don't need that much water. And this one's similar. I have no idea the name, I'm sorry. But this one I just dunk for, you know, like 80% of the way about here, and that does it just fine. It handles any amount of light. It's just sitting over there about 2 feet from my window, and it's cool. It's like a very bluish tint to it, so it's a really pretty color. Yeah. This one is probably my favorite. I think it's like Medusa, or a bulbosa, I'm not sure. This one's really cool. It's really pretty. I love like the structure and the legs of it. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, look how pretty that is. I have 2 of these, and they're like pretty bulletproof. Again, these ones you really don't want to soak. I read somewhere you don't want to soak these ones completely in water because it rots really easily. So I've been very careful with this one, just dunking it and holding it for 30 seconds tops. This one, I've had this one for a very long time. Can you see? It's just very like it looks like a pine cone weed. Like, I don't know if it's alive. It's really hard to tell. But basically I just soak it sometimes. This one I do immerse in water, but nothing seems to kill it. I mean, it's getting bigger. And then I have one of these. I don't know the name, but this one is extremely tricky. It got sent to me damaged, which I'm a little miffed about. It was months ago, so I'm obviously not over it. But this one is really hard because they rot really quickly at the base, so you have to be very stingy about watering. Very stingy. So I just dip it like all the other ones, just kind of repetitive, I'm sorry. But I just kind of dip it and hold it for 10-15 seconds, and then what you do with air plants, all of them, is you flick. You go like flick them you know, you dunk them and then you flick them because you want to get the water out from in between the leaves. So that's really, really, really important. If you don't do that, then make sure that you leave them in the sun to dry out, or under like really intense lights. Like if you turn on your oven, the lights above your oven, like mine are like lasers, like they're really intense. And so if it's like nighttime or whatever, I leave them on there on a baking sheet with paper towels. I've done it once, but it worked. The sun is just a little easier because you don't need to get like equipment and things out, you know, and turn things on. Like you just put them on the windowsill. It's a lot easier. Anyway, so this guy is tricky. Now I can show you some design ideas for air plants. Mine are really easy, like almost too easy, to the point where it's like, wow, you're not much of a designer, Mackenzie. I get it. I get it. So these right here are just pieces of driftwood that I've put these types of air plants into, and it does really well. It looks cool. These rocks I just found at a beach somewhere in LA. I just steal rocks from random places. It's great. It's really healthy. These as well, I just found at the beach. I just pick them up outside like a crazy person. I literally just I come home from the beach with rocks like stuffed into my pockets. I'm literally insane. Luckily my cat leaves these alone, so let's just praise whoever for that fact. So yeah, that's just like a little collage idea. The next little setup I have is by my clock. This is like an old candle that I burned through in like 4 seconds because I love candles. But yeah, I just put them in there. See, I have a little variety in there. Is that focused? I'm sorry. And I love this candle. I think it's from Anthropology. Not cheap, but you know, worth it because the smell is like delicious. Yeah, so just really simple ideas like that. I just put them here, and this is another one just in a little piece of driftwood. And then my final setup is in front of my TV. So I just got these sticks again from the beach. If you don't mind looking insane, just taking sticks from a beach and getting some stairs, definitely worth it. This one is just a cool piece of driftwood. Just a really neat like design. And this is another little smaller version. This is like their natural habitat, so you know, I think they're happy here. It's about 4 feet from my window, and I have another pair here in a shell just kind of perched on top. So these are candles, so don't mind that. I bet you were like, what is that? It's a candle. Woo! He's getting really annoyed of me. Alright, so thank you guys so much for coming through. That's the showcasing part of the video. Just a few other things I wanted to highlight real quick. So fertilizing, I don't do that with these guys. I think the most I'll do is put a little all-plant fertilizer into the water that I'm going to be dunking them in if I know I'm going to be doing that. And that's pretty much it. I don't think it even helps them. And the only other thing that I wanted to share is keeping them in a terrarium is a no bueno situation. I did it once and they did not make it. They like to have fresh air, you know, moving through their little leaf fingers so they can grab enough nutrition from the air and stuff. So when they're in a closed situation, it's like being stuck in like a sauna forever. Horrible, right? Keep them in an open environment. You know, like just perch them on your face so you can take them everywhere with you. I'm just kidding. I hope that was helpful, and please like and subscribe and keep watching, maybe, hopefully, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!